One interesting thing you mentioned is you like the Beatles because they had a serious side, but also a fun side.
Yeah.
And then, well, if we take some of your songs, it kind of it's the same. You like to talk about things that matter, things that are important to you, but then they don't sound so depressing. So how do you balance those two elements?
I think it's just kind of writing about serious topics, but never really taking yourself too seriously. I'm always just kind of trying to enjoy myself. Like, I have a couple of songs that are a bit miserable, but like, yeah, generally my songs have a happy-ish tone to them. I guess because I like to. A lot of my songs are kind of sarcastic. Like they'll be about negative things, but it'll be me, taking the piss out of them.
Sure.
So I just like to be playful with the stuff that I'm making, and yeah.
But do you find it important to talk about social topics, things that kind of concern the world?
I think so. I mean, I think I kind of just write about whatever sticks out to me at the time. Like, there hasn't been much, personal stuff or heartbreak or whatever that's happened in my life. So I kind of just look elsewhere and find stuff that interests me, or find stuff that I think isn't right and that I want to talk about and I want people to hear about, or whatever. I kind of just write about whatever's on my mind at the time of writing.
But what you notice, not every artist has the guts isn't the right word, but you know what I mean. The kind of they're too worried what people might think. So does that ever cross your mind what people might think when you talk about a controversial subject?
I mean, I think when I wrote a couple of I think most of the songs I put out now, I didn't expect anyone to hear them.
Okay.
But I think now I'm at a point where I just kind of, I'm so open with my views on Twitter, there's not really any point for me to not just write completely what I'm thinking about, There's no point diluting your views or whatever, because at the end of the day, if people are listening to your music, they might as well agree with it. I think if I'm writing about these sorts of topics, then I might as well write it for people who have similar mindsets, or to maybe, make people think about something that they maybe haven't thought about so much before. So, I don't know.
Have you had a reaction that sticks out to one of your songs?
Yeah, I mean, the reaction to all of the songs I've released so far has been amazing, but seeing people's response to, especially with music videos as well, with Bethlehem and Paracetamol, people have had a really positive response and have felt connected to the characters in it, and have felt like they've taken something from it, and I think that's amazing.
And well, because like you say, you didn't expect a lot of people to hear some of these songs. So now that people have, and then now you realize that people enjoy them or do whatever with them. Well, how does that feel? What's kind of what does that tell you about the music?
It's great. I don't know. It's quite hard to assess whether it's all real and legit. Having people saying they really, really enjoy your music and paid to come to see you at a show. It's really, really odd. It's great. It's all you could ask for as a musician, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And well, your latest single, I think, is Isombard.
Yeah.
Can you take me to the beginning of the song, where that spark came from?
It's actually the beginning of that song came in school.
Okay.
So there's these piano rooms in my school where you could go and during one of my lessons I'd come up with this sort of Baroque poppy and I was trying to keep it in my head and remember it till I could get to the piano room and write it down. And so I wrote that, and I wanted to work a song around that. So I had a verse and a chorus bass, and then around the schools there was these signs that was a quote from Martin Luther King, which was if we can't run, then we will walk, and if we can't walk, then we will crawl. And I kind of wanted to write a song that was like this right-wing news reporter guy trying to sort of justify a lot of things going on and trying to make out that he's like a voice of the people when he really isn't. So I kind of misquoted that quote as the chorus and just worked the song around that. And that was Isombard.
Okay.
It's kind of confusing.
Fair enough. So in that sense, do you work towards a kind of message isn't the right word, but do you work, like you said before, you like people to think, so is that important for you that people have a certain reaction to your music?
I don't think so. I mean, I think the main reason I make music is just because I enjoy it, like, you know, but I think if people can connect to something I write, or if people, you know, get what I'm thinking from something, or they'll make them think about it, then I think that's a good thing.
And finally then, are you... You made it, right? Are you working now towards an album?
Yeah, yeah. Very close to finishing now. I've got 2 more to record, but it's like all written and I'm very excited for it, yeah.
Okay. How important is the first album?
I think it's very important. I think I've been talking a lot about this recently, like when you find a new artist, even if it's a couple albums in, you always want to listen to the first one. And I think I guess it's an important album, like it could, for a lot of artists it's a breakthrough album, it's the album that everyone always thinks about when they think of that band, so you only ever have one first album, and if it's really good, then that's a great thing. I mean, I think, you know, I think I'm going to get better. I don't think my first album is going to be my best album by any means, but I think it's important. I put a lot of work into it and make something that I'm really happy with and I'm happy to play to people in years to come.
Do you have an album title to share?
Sorry?
Do you have an album title to share?
The working title at the minute is What Do You Think of the New Car?
Why this title?
There's a video of me outside my grandma's house when I'm maybe 5 years old or something. I'm very young, and we just got a new car. And my sister, like, it's this old VHS camera, and my sister turns to me, she's holding it, and goes, "Derek, what do you think of the new car?" And I go, "I think it's really good, and now I'm gonna sing my new album now." And then I just start singing to her, like, in the middle of the road. It's a really funny video, but I thought it would kind of be nice to, like, sample that on the album and have it as the title, but I'm not sure. It's an idea.
Yeah, the last question then, because you mentioned some of your influences, so
Yeah.
some of the artists. Where would you like to see your music go, so to say? Well, how do you? It might be early for that, but where do you?
Yeah, I mean, I never know, like, it's hard to say, like, where I want to be in a certain amount of years' time or something. I just hope that I can still have the resources and time to do this and make songs and keep making stuff I'm proud of and keep playing shows all over the world and being able to travel. If I'm able to do that for the next, I don't know how many years, I guess I'll be pretty happy. You know, that's kind of the goal, just to be able to keep doing it and doing it for as long as people will pay attention.
Fair enough. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks.